Okay, everybody, I am recording another video for you, and this one's going to be short, but it's, gosh, I don't know how I'm going to cleverly word it, but I'm going to call it that products that were recommended to me by people that are either from YouTube or Twitter, and products that I love that were recommended to me by people on YouTube or people on Twitter. So the first one I'm going to talk about is the Shu Umera UV Under Base Mousse. And this product I first found out about through Enrica, and I'll put her Twitter handle down in the information area. But they actually come out with, this is a great product. Basically, it's like a mousse primer, and I'll actually put some on my hand to show you. But I had heard about this from her, and they actually do make it sometimes in like with limited edition cans, like or containers. One had like a cherry blossom, one has, and they have different things in them. Some of them have like a blue base, some of them are just the limited edition with that particular design that they have for the season. I wanted to get the one that had the cherry blossoms on it, but of course they don't make that one anymore. So I ended up just getting the white can, and I got it in beige. And you literally shake this up, I'm sure you can hear it click, and just put a little bit on your hand. I don't want to put too much on because this isn't cheap. There we go. And it's moussey. That's my dog. And you rub it in. And I use this as a primer. They say that you can use it as a primer under your makeup, under base mousse, or you can just use it by itself. I use it as a primer for my foundation, and it is a water base. It does have SPF 30 in it, and I really like it. It's a mousse, but when you have to work quickly with it because as soon as you rub it in, it basically is almost dry, and you don't want to rub too hard. So I use probably about, I don't know, I think a half pump, like just I literally, as soon as I can feel it coming out, just a little dot, maybe the size of 2/4, not just one, for my whole face. And I really enjoy it. I love having the extra SPF. And not having to worry about that in another liquid form and keep layering and layering and layering. It's nice and light, water base, nice. Next thing, the Clarins Instant Smooth Perfecting Touch Primer. Now, I heard about this from Teresa NC1, who's on YouTube, and she uses this for under her eyes, and so do I. Eyes, haha. And I really enjoy this. It's perfect. I use the teeniest amount ever, so I'm sure this will last me quite a long time. Really thrilled with this. Didn't think I would be, but Clarins has actually, I've heard from a couple people on Twitter, I believe Beauty Reflect TS, yes, on Twitter. I'll put her name down there too. And I think Ray, the Notice on Twitter, and that's her blog as well. They have been talking about Clarins products, and I really actually enjoy this. I first heard about it from Teresa, though, so that's who I'm going to give that to. And I never really thought much of Clarins, even when they came out with those kind of transparent lipsticks that Maybelline later kind of replicated and called them pop sticks. That was the only product I actually had from Clarins because I considered it an old ladies brand. But they're really doing a good job with bringing things back or putting new things in and kind of reinventing their classics, and they're not heavy products like I thought they would be. They're nice and light, very wearable, and price point is decent. It's still considered high end, but I feel better about paying a price for a Clarins product, versus a MAC product. It's going to work. And then finally, I won't mention exactly who told me about this, but because I don't film videos without my makeup on, you probably can't see, but I have a ton of hyperpigmentation and sun damage here and actually some up here. And that's part of the reason that I wear makeup. Of course, The only real solution to that, as I've been told by several dermatologists and or a plastic surgeon or two, just in conversation, is that the only real way to get rid of that is through kind of intense chemical peels and or laser face resurfacing. Um, Sounds painful, number one. Number two, I haven't made my first million yet. When I do, maybe I'll look into that. But then I go back to number one and think about the pain factor, and I'm not so sure I want to do that. So someone whose name I won't mention told me about this Neostrata Intense Skin Brightener that has basically a very, very, very high concentration of ascorbic acid, aka vitamin C. And this actually feels kind of almost like this, but more of it feels like it might even have more of a silicone base, but I don't think it does. And it's white. Put a little bit more on there so you can see it. And you put it on twice a day, and you have to pat it on. You don't rub it in, and it says that on the instructions. You rub it on, and you just use, I think for your whole face, you could use five drops, I think. That's what I was told. I maybe use this just over like a pinhead size, just for here, and I literally pat it on. And then if I need more, just take a little bit more and pat. Don't rub, pat. But I've only been using this for about 2 weeks, but I have seen a little bit of a difference. And it's not like the Clinique cream, the Clinique spot corrector, or the spot correctors that they have out on the market now. If you listen to those commercials very carefully, what they say are that they reduce the appearance of your dark spots over time. So basically what that means is that they contain a lot of light reflecting and refracting particles, so that when people look at you and you have these particular creams or lotions on or serums, that basically the light is the light reflection and refraction is causing kind of like a diversion, so it appears that your face looks smoother and you don't have those spots. Which is, yeah, it's kind of slightly deceptive. They do have some kind of ingredient that does kind of is supposed to brighten your skin, but not to the level that this has. And I've never used a Neostrata product before. This is the first one I've had, and this was recommended to me by someone that doesn't work for Neostrata but works at another counter, and just said, listen, between you and me, this is what works. So I've been using it. I have seen it, but we'll see how it goes with this hyperpigmentation and the chemical peels and the laser resurfacing. That's almost laser resurfacing. When you say something to me like that, and the extreme chemical peels, I feel like we're getting into like Michael Jackson territory, where he's like bleached his skin, and he had bleached his skin and he was very light and everything. And I'm not so sure that I'm that dissatisfied with my face to do that. Everyone wants to see improvement. No one wants to age. You know, my age, although I don't really want to tell you, I'm like this close to 40, and I don't feel like I'm 40, but you know, time's starting to show. Like, you could see it on my hands. Like, I'm starting to have those like veiny kind of older hands, and you know, I'm not going to get my hands resurfaced by a laser. But anyway, those are the 3 products that I'm loving right now that were recommended to me by pals on Twitter and or YouTube. And I have to say thank you to Enrica, Teresa, Tracy, and Ray, and anonymous person that works at a counter. So great products, really like them. 2 thumbs up. You should give them a try, or at least go to the counter and test them if you can. And that's it. Thanks for watching. And if you haven't subscribed, please do. I usually will subscribe back, and have a great day. Bye.